Good morning. Today we're going to be doing energy centers and digits. Alright, so I'm going to give a brief overview to what we're going to be doing this morning. I'm in a particularly spaced out state, so I'll be doing it. But let me see, how can I put it? The energy centers are, chakras, chi lines. There are lots of different ways of expressing this. So there's scientific evidence that these particular points in the body actually correspond with uh, um, magnetosphere. So there's people who've measured stuff to do with this. Okay. Is that bad?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But for my money, it is about a kind of body mapping that allows you to clock the relationship between your habits and your metabolism and particular parts of this structure. So we're going to be connecting between the palm of the hand and the heel and to your tail, which is really the bowl of your bowl of your pelvis. Then going to be going to the pinky, which is going to connect to your this second chakra, which is here, and there's colors associated with that, and the pinky of your feet. And then we're going to go with, what is this, the ring finger, which is going to be at this point, which is connected to your solar plexus. Then we're going to be going to the ring finger of your foot. Then it'll be middle finger, heart, index finger, your expressive chakra here, thumb, and this point between the Sarah, fantastic. Exactly where Sarah had to. And then the palm, which is a more spiritual, esoteric chakra, which is the crown of the head. So physically, what this means is, as we track those things, the outcome will be that during the day, when you're doing stuff, you can use touch to remind yourself of whatever part of that system you want to key into. So, for instance, if I touch this chair, or I'm going to sit down, and I give myself my support to the heel of the hand, then all of a sudden I'm talking to this base chakra. I am talking to my heel. Oh, and I find a different kind of support from if I just go like this. See what? Yeah? Yeah. There's a lack of stability. Okay, sure. Just a brief word about those points. So the base chakra, which is the tail, is tied directly to the earth. The second chakra, which is the sacrum here, that is very much tied to recreation, which is also joy and laughter, which is also your sexual self, which is also a creative drive. It's very much about growth. Here, this is an interesting chakra in this point because it is a meeting point between the turning body up here and the folding body. It is central to this whole system. And it's also a place of identity. So our identity is tied with this. And it's why quite a lot of the time we have problems with our back, little back, things like that. There's also a crossover point of the muscles that support the arm, the muscles that support the legs meet somewhere around this point. Top of the lumbar, the bottom of the thoracic. Okay, so with me so far? Just too much information. Right. So I'll let you just sink. Then the heart chakra, which is a fun one, it also is about this thoracic support. So quite a lot of the time, if I'm protecting my heart, I'll close off this area. I'll lose my back. Or I'll try and braid it through and I'll lose my back. Here to have an open here so that the chest is a little wider. I can fill my back. I can also welcome my front. Oh. Here, this place here is a meeting place of the top of there's another meeting place of the cervical and the thoracic. That goes through here. It's also tied with expression. It's also tied with things like swallowing and breathing. There's a big traffic jam going on in here. And you can do this for yourself right standing here. You can place your fingers either side of your clavicle and just imagine that this is opening. And as that opens, you'll feel suddenly the windpipe opening and your gut plate. Right down into your gut. So this is also an important, related to the index finger, expression. I have an idea. Okay. Then this point here, this is a deeply profound point because it connects right the way through to the top point at an angle. I'm going to show this picture. Please just be here straight away. Yay! Okay. So it goes from this point between the eyes, and there's an angle forward and up for those who are interested in the Alexander technique. An angle that meets the condyles of the top joint. And we're going to play with that on the floor as we get to the floor. Yeah. So that place there is intuition, place of discernment, it's a place of the upper brain functions. It's also, behind here is the pituitary gland, which is the goddess of all our functions. Praise be to the goddess. Right behind there. Directly behind there, actually. I could have brought my skull, but I didn't. And up on the top is really our connection to all things. It is, however, there is no top really for this. It's spirit, it is the esoteric, is your understanding of the possibility of anything that is the possibility of anything. And it's also a connection to one's ancestors, it's a connection to the heavens, this top part. This is really, And this is bright white light. It is a combination of everything. What's fun about that is that it's associated with the palm of the hand and the empty part of the sole of the foot. Yes! Which of course is ready for anything, but empty. Empty, yet ready is about volume, not capacity. All right. So that's what we're playing with this morning. Just that. So okay. So I'm going to go through the procedure. There's a space here, by the way. I'll quickly go through the procedure. I'm going to be lying here. I'm going to start. You're going to place after we've done the initial thing, you're going to place the palm of your hands down here and talk to the group. And then I'll guide you. Your hands will come up. You might need to adjust a little bit. Then you're going to come off, and then you'll eventually come to here, and then you'll rest your hands on here. Then we're going to avoid the side this week and come straight onto the front. Then there'll be a hand out to the side. We'll turn and look. This will come up. Hand out to the side, turn and look. Good. Yeah. And then, here's the tricky part. You'll be lining up all of those, bringing your hands underneath, and seeing if you can go from here to here and all the parts in between, and your hands will be there to remind you. And you're going to slide back, trying to keep this part in contact with here. It doesn't matter if you can't, it just doesn't matter. Does it matter? No.
It doesn't matter. No.
Then you're going to bring all of those parts up, and this for me is the fun part, that as you take a step forward with your hand, the palm is going to remind you of your pelvis. All those parts are reminded by the hand. It's so much fun. Okay. Then when you get to the chair, you put your hand on there, you follow that, then your feet come into contact with the floor. And you can then talk to that through the floor. You turn the thing round. You listen all the way up. Oh, look, there's my heart. I think it's standing. Okay?
Okay.
That's the patch. So find a patch of floor, or someone can have this. I can get more chairs as well.
Yeah, I just fractured my 7th cervical vertebrae. And I'm just waiting for the bones to fuse C7 to C6 and T1. So I'm not able to turn head side or up or down. I've been doing a lot of playing as a therapy just to relieve pain by started related to practice. How to get by.
So just you can do this and just do as much as
Should I start?
We'll just do constructive rest. You need something on your head.
I think so. Just maintaining this. The race helps, but I won't be able to
Don't worry about
just
that.
start on your back.
So if everyone starts on the back, so I'm starting with your knees up and we can find
I used to love it when they had all that. We can move over and love it. Come all the way over.
Oh,
Look, I was got that. Oh, yeah. Special night.
oh, and look, here's that. So to begin with, just to say, we're going to begin with is that right? We're going to begin with the points or the anchor points in contact with the floor. So those anchor points are the back of the head, the 2 points of the shoulder, and as you rest your hands on your chest, you'll feel the anchor points of the elbows, and then there's 2 to 3 anchor points of the pelvis, the sacrum, and the points either side. You might feel part of your tailbone on the floor. And then there's the 3 points of each foot. There's the heel, there's the point behind the big toe, and the point behind the little toe. And that's like the tripod of a chicken, really. We're nothing more than, we're related to chickens, related to, dinosaurs. So this structure has been around for a long time. And as you scan through these points that are in contact with the floor, then you use those points in order to ask yourselves questions about tension. The points are actually anchors so that the muscles around those points the muscles around those points can release or melt into the floor. And you can use your favorite image to melt. So it could be a cheese. It could be cheese on a cheese sandwich. It could be a silly putty. On the in-breath, scan the system for tension. And then on the out-breath, you're just going to let that go. So you give yourself permission to let go of all the questions of tension. Like, what am I doing here? I've got stuff to do. I had a really crappy morning, and now I'm lying on the floor trying to pretend that that wasn't crappy. I'm just going to let those ideas on the in-breath come to mind, and then on the out-breath, you're simply going to let those thoughts go. And in your own time, just going to place the heel of your hand at the crease which your legs are raised. So as close to the, yes. Just place that heel right there. Yeah, wherever's comfortable, that's good. Yes. You're going to use the heel of your hands there. Very good, very nice. You're just going to use that to remind your body of A, the heel of your hands, and B, your pelvic girdle, reaching down into the tailbone. You'd imagine that there is a line or a connection between the heel of the foot, the heel of the hands, and your tailbone. And I want you to bring to mind the possibility of a flow between all of those points. And if you like, you can imagine that at that point, at the base of the spine, at the tail, in the pelvic girdle, there is a red ball. Saying red is the root chakra color, and that red ball can expand to fill that space. And as it fills that space, the connection with the earth, with support, with safety. connecting the dots so that you can allow the whole structure to feed from that energy, from that thought of a red ball of energy growing as a result of your own security. Making connection with the heel of the hands and the heel of the foot. And you're going to, in your own time, let your hands drift up. You're going to let the pinkies point to the place just below the belly button. You let those just, if you feel like it, you can trace that point just below the belly button, about an inch and a half below the belly button. And then let the elbows come down and feel release across the structure as you let the elbows come down. And the pinkies are pointing to that point. And this is connected to your sacrum. And you're going to also imagine a line of connection with your pinky toes. Your pinky toes connected with your pinkies and connected with your sacrum. And bubbling under your pinkies in that place below the belly button inside is a glowing ball of orange energy. And this is in Eastern traditions tied to reproductive self, the recreative self, the creative self. It also has a really strong connection with the root chakra and it's also connected to feminine energy, if you like that kind of thing. All kinds of aspects about yin and yang, male, female, earth, sky. And the jury is out for me as to whether there is a male, whether it's male or female. It seems to me like categories are about trying to unify experience. And actually, we're probably all going to have our own experiences about what is what and where it is. But for the sake of argument here, just imagine that orange ball growing, creative energy that is also interacting with the red ball of secure energy at your very core. See if you can, of course, connect the pinky toe with your pinky. Put this this orange ball. And in your own time, if you're enjoying exploring any of these things, then you just keep on exploring. In your own time, you can drift the ring finger up to the solar plexus. And here, this is a ball of yellow light, sunlight, one might say. It's interesting how these relate to the colors one might find in the sky at any particular time of the day. Yellow light is bursting out from there. The ball of yellow light that's growing in that area. And this then begins to get tricky on the toes. So see if you can follow the line of the second toe and connect it with the ring finger. And this particular line, the solar plexus, is all about identity. It's that meeting point of ideas and body. Creation and thought, right in that central point of who you are, who you think you are, who you want to be. I'm going to come on and say hello, toes. So you can begin to connect that energy with of course the toes and the fingers, that ring finger. That actually, it's a fascinating thing. That ring finger is right between the so-called male rest of the fingers and the female, which is grounded on earth and recreativity. You can breathe in these ideas or breathe in this energy. And then as you breathe out, the yellow sphere expands into the solar plexus. Yeah. It's also a reminder of how strong you actually are. And then imagine that the red sphere overlapping the orange sphere, overlapping the yellow sphere. Those are all interacting together. And then I'm going to let the hand drift up so that your hand is over your heart. And your other hand is connected across there. And your middle finger is going to rest lightly on your chest. And bring your mind to that middle toe. sphere here is either green or pink. Whatever comes to you. There are a couple of different ideas about what this color is. But this is a seat of your loving self, your compassionate self, also emotional self. You may feel an emotional response to this. As with any of these practices, you can allow yourself the luxury of returning to breath, so that on the in-breath, you recognize whatever it is, and then on the out-breath, you just let the thought, the feeling, you of course know what it means, you let it drift by. Just let it melt away. Also, as you listen to these different points, you ask yourself the question, what can I let go of as a result of these movements? Well, it is possible that as a result of these movements, there are all kinds of associations that you can also let go of. Now, from the heel of your hand on your chest, let the index finger peel away from your chest, so as if it's growing up the ceiling. Allowing the index, yes, it's searching for expression. And you're going to just bring those fingers up towards the ceiling, just as if they're drawn up. Yes, that's it. In any way you feel fit. If you like, if you want to express your finger in whatever way you want to express it, express it. This is the finger of expression. So, go hog wild. And then let that finger just come down to that place that we were talking about earlier. Just at the base of the throat, just above the clavicle. And there, I'm just going to imagine a growing sphere of blue, this kind of particular blue. And you're going to imagine yourself allowing whatever expression you need to make, you're allowed to make. So this is really is about permission. Yes, definitely make a sigh. Definitely sigh out. So with the idea of expression, particularly in our present day and age where expression is shut down, expression is fraught with dangers, expression is, and particularly for marginalized or say those that are female and disempowered, it's right for white cis hetero men. Well, really here, The idea is to say, I have permission to breathe, I have permission to swallow, I have permission to express myself. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Really. On the out breath, you are allowed to have a magnificent sigh. Yeah. Yes. Beautiful. And see if you can return to the spheres that you've already created. So there is the idea of security. Note that security is connected to expression. There is the idea of the recreative self. Note how that is tied in with expression. There is the identity, the sphere, the yellow sphere at the center of you. That is tied in with expression. Note that there is the heart chakra, green or pink swirling sphere of energy, which is also tied in with expression. And then let your fingers grow up to the ceiling. And they can go right up and just bring your mind to the anchors. So as your fingers grow up to the ceiling, they can be like seaweed or water kelp. And yes, you can stretch your feet out if you need to do that, for sure. Yeah. And then you're going to bring your thumbs to that point, and there should be a certain amount of weight of the arm going into the shoulders, but then a certain amount of weight going into that point between the eyes. And just allow that weight, yes, that's great. Allow that weight to be sent down into the occipital joint. And it's as if you are talking to your pituitary gland. It's as if you are talking right the way through your skull. Beautiful. From here, you are connecting to the big toe, of course. And the color here is indigo. So that indigo sphere is blending with the blue sphere, which is blending with the green or pink sphere, which is blending with the yellow sphere. Which is blending with the orange sphere. Which is blending with the red sphere. And finally, just rest both palms on the top of the head. Just let them lie there, right on the top. You can have one palm over the other. Yes, beautiful. And of course, this is the bit on the baby that closes over the fontanelle. Is that right? Is that the word?
Yep.
Yep. Just remembering that. And of course, this is bright golden light, and you can imagine this above the head, or you can imagine it as a collection of all, that the whole body is enveloped in this sphere. And you can bring your mind to the palms of the feet. See if you can connect it with the root chakra, the red ball of energy, so that it goes all the way through all of those energy points, right to your tail. And then connect that with the palm of the feet and the palm of the hand. And on the in-breath, I'm going to check through the difficulties, interferences, and then on the out-breath, you're just going to let that go. Cool off. Then you're going to place one hand on the top of the head and the other hand on the block, if you have a block. Just going to remove that block. And then with a mind for the heel and the sole of the foot, just extend those legs out. Yeah. You can also, of course, creepy crawl your feet. So you're talking to all your tootsies and reminding them that they're individuals and that they're individually connected to all those different points of the body. And you can look to one side and roll over onto your front. Well, here in this position, just going to allow one arm to come down by the side. And if you were here last week, yes, great. And then you're going to extend the other arm out, face down. And it's up above the spine. If you interfere with the person next to you. So in this position, yeah, that's great. Yeah, in this position, you're just going to in face down. You're going to go through each of the centers and associate them with the palm with the hand that's face down. So the top of the head to the palm, between the eyes to the thumb, the throat or the expressive chakra to the index finger, the heart to the middle finger, the solar plexus to the ring finger, the dantian placed just below your belly button to the pinky, and then the heel of the hand to your sacrum, to the coccyx, to the base of the pelvis. Also, bring your mind to those positions on the foot. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. And I'm afraid for brevity, I'm going to bring that hand down and extend the other hand. Beautiful. And just to say that with this, particularly face down, the fun thing with this is how that point between the eyes uh, sends back messages to the occiput. It's all right. And the palm of the hand with that glowing white sphere at the top. The thumb with that point between the eyes. The index finger for self-expression. The middle finger for heart. And in this position in particular, you can feel the heart filling the back. Oh, yes. Beautiful. And the ring finger with the solar plexus. The pinky finger with the dantian. And the palm with the root, the bottom of the spine. And you're going to bring both hands underneath the shoulders. At that point, your elbows should be bent, the palms of your hands should be on the floor. And here, this is where the fun begins. When you're in that position, just note what your body is doing to prepare itself for coming up. See if your heart can fill your back. See if your solar plexus can fill your back. And as you push back along the floor, see if you can maintain those energetic centers. You're going to send the pelvis towards the wall behind you and press. Beautiful. Yes, beautiful. And you might have to shunt your hands back. That is fantastic. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes. And having contact with the floor there. We've got to get some chairs. Then when your hands come back, I'm just going to press down up into all fours. And in all fours, you're going to imagine that white ball at the top of the head, the red ball at the bottom, and all the filling aspects in between. That's such a great exploration by it. Yeah, it's great. That's yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to begin to crawl forward to the chair. And to me, this is the fun bit. That as you crawl forward, be aware of the association of each part of the hand with the action. So there is a reminder of each part of the hand with each part of the back. And then as you begin to ascend, still look for that association. Oh, that's good. Whoa. Then when you get to standing, you can take those energy systems for a walk. And see what's different. I feel like in particular, there's an interesting aspect to this, that if you focus on the spiritual and the soul, i.e. the sole of the foot and the spear above the head, see how that changes your structure. If you bring your mind to the very base of the sacrum, the very base of the pelvis, and then you bring your mind to, in relationship to that, the heels of your hands and the heels of your foot, see how that changes the nature of your structure. Yes. Beautiful. Great. Okay. Thanks for exploring. Any thoughts, responses? How do you? Yeah.
It's easier to stand upright than it was when I started. While you were talking, I was like, yes, keep talking, yes, I need to lie down. Keep talking. And it took a lot of tension in standing up.
Yeah, aspect of that is that when we're talking about these energy centers and releasing, and releases energy. So if we imagine that all these are crisscross points, and dark goes into this, crisscross points of the spirals that go through our body, and we are holding on those crisscross points, we're going to collapse, we're going to want to be drawn to the ground. The the availability of energy is then concentrated on these points, not on the energy that is our God-given right to be vertical up into this space. That's a great point. Anything else?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's some, just the connection of the heel to the heel for the sacrum is so cool.
That's beautiful. There's a relationship between the pelvic girdle and this girdle. And so, if you're able to open this and open this from here, this is a fun game that people who come to Alexander lessons with me. We talk about the beginning of the arm, and you go, and suddenly that whole thing just goes, oh yeah, this does go out this way.
It felt like when we were connecting the point on our foot to the point on this, or the point on our hands, it felt like with every single one, I felt like my heart's opening more, and then also I guess I really noticed that with all of them, like my heart became more and more open, and my shoulders were become like more and more free as a result of the first level. Just by the touch sense, or the touch sensation, I guess.
Rock and roll. I'm just going to say this real quick, that there is an order to these. And, the heart often quite gets caught between the rock and the hard place. Same with, so if we're not secure, it's really difficult to express yourself. It's really difficult to play if you're not secure. So, this whole thing about when you're impacted by bad news, that is not bad acting. That's a natural response. I'm returning to my primal form here for support. So the thing about heel and sacrum when you get into tricky situations, so that you can release this, so that everything else can function, so that you can have compassion. Note the lack of compassion that we're surrounded by. Why? Because everyone is afraid. You can't have compassion if you're scared shitless. Okay. Oops. I forgot to end. Okay. Hey, thank you very much